As we continue in our daily devotional series on the promises of God, I hope we remember that the promises of God are based or founded upon the character of God. You see, God's promises to us aren't like when a parent promises their child they can have ice cream if they finish their broccoli at dinner time. God's promises are based on His very character and nature, and they are wholly consistent, reliable, and certain. And this is important because we need to learn to grow in our knowledge of God, our love for God, and our obedience to God based on who He truly is, not our own view or our own understanding of Him. Now, often the image or picture we get of God is formed by our families or our culture and our society. For me, growing up in a predominantly Asian culture and environment, there were values and views and so on that significantly formed my idea and my concept of God. One of those values, so to speak, is fearing failure. Now, I understand now that my parents didn't do this intentionally, but for whatever reasons, I grew up with an intense fear of failure. And I'm sure that fear continues with me even today. It's that typical, stereotypical situation of bringing home a test and I might have gotten 97 or 98%, but the first question my parent might have given me was, well, where's the other 2%? No matter how well I did, my feeling was that it was never quite good enough. Now, my view and perspective of God was originally shaped by these values and these experiences. I often felt my life wasn't good enough for God, and that God was always watching with a close eye, waiting for me to fail. God was the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient eye in the sky, who saw everything I did, heard everything I said, and even knew everything I thought, waiting for me to mess up and then bring punishment upon me. I would imagine that some of you listening today may have a similar perspective, and you, like me, live with this same fear of failure. If that describes you in your image of God, then I trust today's promise will speak truth to you. Our promise today comes from Psalm 37:24, which says, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in Him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with His hand." The idea that God waits or even wants us to fail is simply not the truth. God longs for us to succeed, to walk closely in relationship with Him, to walk in obedience to His word, and to enjoy an abundance of life. Do we fail at times? Of course we do. But when we do, God is there, extending His hand, ready to pick us up and to get us back on track. The first time a child tries to walk, they will almost inevitably fall down. And they will continue to fall the second time, the third time, and so on. But with every step they take, parents and guardians cheer them on and help them by holding their hands, helping them get back up when they fall. Failing was expected, but adults were there to help them and encourage them to get up and to try again. It gives me incredible joy and hope to know God is doing the same for me and for others who delight in Him. He doesn't long for us to fail. Rather, He longs for us to succeed. Move forward this day, step by step, knowing that if we fail, God holds us with His hand, helping us up and getting us back on track.